Well, it's Friday, and that means it's time to introduce the Watchdog, the sports watchdog. You might know him as Mason Kern. Around here, we simply call him Amadeus. But instead of writing symphonies, he's just merely a sports savant. Can you do long math, young man?
Yeah, I can, but I think we're going to need a bigger board for that.
Fair enough. Let's start with the big local story that is going on, that still continues to go on, is what are we going to do with the Qualcomm site once the stadium comes down? Is it going to be a soccer stadium? Is it going to be an athletics stadium? Is it going to be both? What is it going to be? That is our question to the young sports watchdog. 5 years from today, what will this site be?
I think it's best served to be a new MLS stadium. I've definitely heard rumors that it could also be university housing for SDSU and UCSD as well. But I think the X factor on the up for the owners is that they don't really have to rush it. They have time. They're not rushing into a decision. But in 5 years, I think you could very well see a new MLS team here in San Diego.
Let's hope it's just not some vacated parking lot. All right, our next question has to do with the NFL. Over the weekend, Roger Goodell said, hey, we're going to relax the rules as it relates to end zone celebrations. Question, is that good for the NFL or bad?
I think it's very good. I think the X factor on the up for the NFL is that fans are definitely going to be more interested in watching now, and players are also going to be able to celebrate after big plays, which they've been trying to do for so long. As long as the celebrations don't have bad intentions for the fans of the opposing teams or the opposing team and the players, I think it's best served for the NFL, especially because they can dance with teammates and do all these cool celebrations again. All
right, last night, LeBron James surpassed, with that three-pointer right there, surpassed Michael Jordan on the all-time points leader, playoff points list.
Yeah.
Question, LeBron, Michael, you could only have one. Which would you choose?
It's very hard. You hear it debated all the time. It's very hard to pick one. They're so statistically similar. I mean, their player efficiency ratings for their teams are 27.9 and 27.7 respectively. That's good enough for 1 and 2 all time. But considering I never seen Jordan play live, I've only been able to see him on tape. I mean, LeBron's kind of been the guy who I refer to as the closest one to Michael Jordan. So it's probably Michael Jordan. I'm sure that's what you're going to say. I'd probably go LeBron just because he's who I've seen.
You know, I don't want you to think that I missed the fact that there was a clever little dig in there. That the correct answer is, let me get back to that. The correct answer is this guy right here. He has 6 rings, never lost in the NBA Finals. He was always the main player. I could argue with you that LeBron, he didn't start getting rings until he was surrounded by a great cast. He was the cast. Maybe Scottie Pippen was in that conversation, but let's face it, in the fourth quarter, I've seen LeBron fade away. I never saw a big shot this guy wouldn't take and make. Which brings us to a more interesting question. I hope you'll play along with us. Put on your NBA hat. Right here. Oh,
here we go. It's on.
Let me do this right. Hey, hang on. Watch this. Watch how I can handle this. Watch how I can handle this. All right. This is a list of all the NBA players, the 5 best players at each position, okay? They each have a dollar value, as you can see, Joaquin, if you can move on it. You can spend $15 on your payroll.
Okay.
Pick your 5 players. Go.
I'm going to go all the small forwards. Honestly, I think...
Which would be all these guys right there.
Yeah, we got LeBron James right here, obviously always in the MVP debate, very versatile. That's for all of these guys. They're very versatile. He finished 4th this year. Kawhi Leonard as well. He's finished higher than LeBron in the MVP rating. Kevin Durant, obviously, a lot of people don't like him, but he's definitely one of the best in the game right now. Then you have the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo. I think I got his name right. And then you have Paul George, and he's still a completely dynamic player. Could go to the Lakers. That'd be my hope. But you have all these guys. And
$5,
$4,
$3,
2 and 1.
Do the long math.
I think that's 15.
15. So you pick all, and you probably could win a lot of basketball games with just all small forwards. Which brings us to another basketball question. This was supplied by the Sports Watchdog. 73 college players who are eligible for the upcoming NBA draft opted to stay in school. Question, is that good for college basketball, bad for the NBA? Can it be good for basketball? Is it bad for basketball?
I think it goes both ways. I think the X factor on the up for the NBA and down, actually X factor on the down is that only 60 players get drafted on draft night. So for these players, NCAA players, to come in, test their waters in the NBA draft, see, hey, maybe I'll do good in the pre-draft workout, maybe I'll get a team to like me. But you have to also factor in international and overseas players who come in. So the players who are going back to school, it's never a bad thing to go back to school. So it's a great thing for college basketball, and it's a great thing for the players because maybe next season they can always come back and try again to get their name in the NBA draft next year.
Which brings us to our Memorial Day question. The 101st running of the Brickyard. The Indy 500 is just hours away. Who's going to win the Indy 500? Who's going to kiss the bricks? Who's going to drink the milk?
I'm going Fernando Alonso. I mean, he definitely has had some rough patches with his former team, the McLaren Honda, but he's now running with the Andretti team, and he's won the Formula One twice. He's not competing in the Monaco Grand Prix, and he's definitely going to have a much better shot with his new team to win the Indy 500. So when all is said and done, if everything goes right, he runs a good race, I think he'll be kissing the bricks and drinking the milk in the end.
You want to take a bonus question? Who's going to win the Coca-Cola 600 afterwards?
Probably Jimmy Johnson, part of NASCAR. There we go.
Very good. All right, so you're going to be graduating from Poway High School on when?
June 8th. That's coming up.
What's going to be your best graduation gift?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just waiting to see, honestly.
All right. Well, that concludes this Memorial Day installment of the Sports Watchdog. You can see all his interviews at KUSI.com. We do a lot of stuff with him off camera that you can watch on our website until it goes away. Would you like to throw it back to the news desk?
I would. Now back to my esteemed colleagues on the news desk.